Liquor Talk, another brand new episode of Grown Folks Talk starts right now. Welcome everybody to another edition of the Liquor Talk podcast. I'm your man Victor, and today, this month is the men's only round, and the two fellas, they're joining me from Philadelphia. They're the hosts of the Outer Left Field podcast. It has been some years since I had these gentlemen on, but I welcome them back. Fellas, how you guys doing? And thank y'all for coming back. I know it's been a very long time. So how y'all been doing?
Man, all good, bro. Appreciate you having us on the platform, and yeah, we've been I've been good, man. I'm gonna let Stokely speak for herself, but yeah, man, I've been good, man, and it's good to be back.
Yeah, same here, man. I definitely appreciate you having us on, man. Everything, man. Life gonna be life, but I'm here, so I ain't gonna do no complaining.
Yeah, we are definitely here. I'm like, do y'all realize the last time I had y'all on, we were in the middle of the pandemic. I think everybody
Everybody
was
was stuck in.
locked in their house.
hmm Yep, everybody was
Yeah,
stuck in. Everybody was doing a
yeah,
lot of collabing. It was that was a wild time. That was a wild time. That pandemic shit.
yes, it was a very wild time. And that's when the guest boom for Liquor Talk really started, and you guys were at the ground floor of it, and now we still booming today. I'm sorry it took almost 200 episodes to get y'all back on, but hey, it is what it is.
Absolutely.
Hey man, you already know all that in the middle. It don't even matter.
Yeah, that's what's up though. So for the people that wasn't listening at that time, tell the people about the Out of Left Field podcast.
Our Left Field podcast, is it's somewhat of a talk show. I mean, at times you can laugh with us. At times it's very, very serious and intense. We touch a wide range of topics, from sports to politics. A lot. Most of the time, we talking about our people, but hip hop from the fuckery to the things that goes on in front of y'all. All these cases and shit that's happening now. This, we was talking about this stuff from Jump Street. So if you was to go through our archives, we've been saying these things. But yeah, it's entertaining. Check it out. Out of Left Field podcast on YouTube, and that's OUTTA Out of Left Field, and OLF podcast on all other platforms.
That's real. That's real. So I well, so what happened? So what's happened with you guys? Because like I said, it was literally the pandemic, y'all. Y'all go back to episode 81 of Liquor Talk, if y'all want to find that episode. But I'm like, I didn't realize how long it's been until I really sat down and was preparing. I was like, God damn, it's been so long.
Yeah, yeah. I think we up to episode 337, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's where we at.
That's what's up, fellas. Well, I appreciate you guys for being on time and for being here. I had some other scheduled men to be here, but they didn't communicate or nothing. So
Hopefully they
those
talk
guys,
to you.
yeah, hopefully they'll show up. But even if we still got love for those guys, but fellas, we'll start with a little sports talk. So y'all know the first month of football season is done taking place. So how y'all feeling right now about y'all teams?
Go ahead, folks. You go first.
Well, so it's funny that you asked me that question. I just had this conversation with a couple of people, and they scoffed at me. But I don't have 18. I have 5 teams. So
Okay, well let's start. Which one do you feel the highest on right now? Which one got you? Would you feeling good right now?
um, it's a couple of them because my Commanders. I like the Commanders right now. Well, we looking real good right now. You know what I mean, and the Ravens, they're looking pretty good. You know what I'm saying? So they two of my 5 teams right now. Um,
Hey, you know they were scheduled to play and in week 6, but NBC is trying to get that game for Sunday Night Football, but CBS ain't having it. I'm like, CBS, come on now. Nobody want to watch the Bengals and Giants on Sunday Night Football. Come on, CBS, come on around.
Yeah, they sometimes they piss me off with the games they choose to give us, like for the solo games when it's just one game on at night or Monday night, Thursday night. Like y'all got to give
But
us
why
better
would
games on them standalones.
anybody think that that would be a good matchup on a Sunday night? The Giants and the Bengals. Like, why would anybody want to watch the Giants in fucking primetime football? Who want to watch that?
They want to see my boy
I
Malik show off, but
hey,
unfortunately,
yeah, Neighbors is balling. He just got a trash quarterback getting him the football. But my thing is
Yeah,
like,
very
CBS, why
trash.
can't y'all and NBC just work something out? Because we want to get that game flex because they say flex schedule is supposed to start like after like week 5 or week 6. So I don't know, man. But
Well, well, for me, we might as well get this out the way. Think he bad. I got 9 teams, so and they
you
all
said
suck
9.
right now.
You got 9 teams and they all suck right now.
Yo, just about like it's not looking good for us right now. This multiple teams. This is something we got from one of our co-hosts. It's called the Sim Effect. So shout out to Sim. Um, yeah, these teams they trade your players too much. Like the games is too rigged. Like you're playing fantasy football anyway. So like, who really cares what team you like? That's the way we kind of look at it at this point. It's just all entertainment and fun.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. Which is why I find myself not getting so high or so low on the Buccaneers whenever because Thursday Night Football, we balled out, but the defense let us down at the end.
Y'all
But
look good
I
right
know,
now.
yeah, I know we're good right now. And I know the Falcons have got to come to Tampa and come see us in about a few weeks. So I know we're going to get our get back
Yeah, that's
because
one of my teams.
yeah, that's what's up then. And and I'm mad all you Falcons fans are some goddamn haters because we all know in that group chat they were just going in. I'm like, you know what? Y'all win one damn game and y'all going off.
See, I
I'm
know they
like,
really love their team and shit in there, so that's why I don't really get into it with them because I know they love their team, and I don't be trying to, get into that with guys that really love their team like that. So I let them do their thing.
yeah, it's like I love my team too, but at the same time, I'm also a realist and stuff. I can say I can be a fair man and say, hey, y'all got it today. I'm not gonna and I'm also not gonna gloat about it as well. I'm just gonna be like, shake hand, on to the next game.
Well,
Because I'm not
you know how fans can be. Some Eagles fans here, you
yeah,
know how
but
they get.
like you said, but it all kind of started like you said. It's like these when I started like really just sitting back thinking about it, I'm like, bro, these teams and these we won't call them we call them chairmen. We don't like to use the word that O word. But like these chairmen, like they don't have no loyalty to the fans for real, bro. Like
But
they
nobody.
do whatever they want, bro. So it's like, what am I about to keep having all this loyalty to one team and y'all just keep I want to get rid of the better players. Y'all want to pick like it's just fandom, bro. Like I don't like it, and like it's football is really starting to cook me. The My biggest takeaway though from the first month of the season, and I kind of said it last year, but I'm doubling down on it, is the quarterback position is the most overhyped and overrated position in all of professional sports.
for real.
In
I mean,
all of
I
professional
told you I
sports, it's
kind
the
of agree
most
with you,
hype.
kind of,
And
because I could see where you're coming from with it.
like again, now when I say that, like of course you can't. I mean, well, shit, I'm not gonna say you can't have no shitty ass quarterback because we've seen a bunch of shitty ass quarterbacks win sometimes. So, I mean, yeah, like the dude has to be okay, but like the things they get to like they get so much credit for and like oh they have to process this and do this and well everybody on the offense got to process the same exact thing. Like when you call an audible, the wide receiver has to know what route I got to run now. The offensive line has to know which way I have to block now. So all of this supernatural smart, all it, the whole offense got to know this shit because if I don't know it, then we're going to fall apart if you calling checks and I don't know what the checks are. So it's like they get all of the
Mhm.
credit for, oh, they study the playbook. Well, as a wide receiver, I got to know the playbook too, because I'm not going to be in the same. I'm not going to line up in the same position every single time. So I got to know the playbook too, right? Like the running backs. Like so, it's like all of these people had to know these things, but the quarterback just gets all the damn praise, and it's like y'all gonna keep fucking these teams up, paying these quarterbacks $50 million, and you can't pay nobody else, and now the rest of your team's shitty, but you got a fucking $57 million quarterback, i.e. the Jaguars.
Yes, you
I,
read my mind with that one because I'm looking at Jacksonville like, why the hell y'all just pay this man? He only got one playoff win. Come on now, and then y'all set him up for failure with the damn coach that don't understand. I'm like, bruh, I know Coach Pearson won a Super Bowl for Philly, but I'm like, come on now, you need to be get rid of doing something that he can do. Something that if you got to run a college offense or something like that, then so be it. Run something he's comfortable with. And I'm like, because everybody was hyping up Jacksonville, like, oh, they're gonna challenge Houston. I'm like, mm-hmm.
yeah, they ain't got it. Man, I didn't see that coming. That's one of my teams too. They horrible, but um,
Yeah. And another thing I will say is when that they will hype up the system, tell it to the quarterback, but then when the quarterback gets hurt, the team goes to shit. Miami Dolphins.
Miami the first one to do that though. Usually teams just win with the backup, and
Yeah,
I'm and
like
I'm it's surprising because Miami is the team you expect to be okay in the NFL. It's never what you think. Never what you.
yeah, exactly, because we all looked at what Buffalo did in the offseason, like, damn, Buffalo got rid of a lot of their guys, and we looked at them and like, okay, they might be the team, and we don't know what's up with the Jets because it's all depending on Aaron Rodgers' health. So, but then when Tua goes down, I'm like, Miami, y'all just paid this man too.
Yeah, all that debating about paying them. I wouldn't have paid him. I would to touch on what Stokesy was saying about the quarterbacks being overrated. I think that it's in my mind it's three quarterbacks. You got Patrick, you got Lamar, you got Josh Allen. I think those three are type of quarterbacks. I mean, who don't really matter who gets hurt. I mean, they all need offensive line, I'll say, but they could play with like less weapons, whatever. Your team still want to be there. Like I think all of the other quarterbacks they need all the support in the world. Like whoever you want to say, Joe Burrow, whoever, they all need all the support in the world. If you stuck them on some of these teams, like they just gonna be an average quarterback. Like those dudes shouldn't be getting paid that much money. And football is like the ultimate team sport to me. It's like I think it's like a chain. Everybody's in a link. Like, and I mean, like you said, when you call the audible, the offensive lineman got to know the protection. When they looking at the defensive end in front of them, they don't. What if he drop out? They got to see who coming. It's a whole lot to football. It's just that type of game, and it make it seem like just the quarterback got all this going on. It's a lot going on for everybody. Like I mean, if I'm the middle linebacker, I see it's three different routes coming at me, and I gotta realize which one is which and pick which one is mine if I'm in the zone per se. Like you know what I mean? It's a lot of thinking going on in this quick. So I just think everybody need everybody. And even if you was the quarterback that went out there and scored 50 every game, your defense give up 51, you're still gonna lose. So
Yep.
it's everybody need everybody. My opinion.
Yes, most definitely. Everybody, I definitely agree with you. Everybody needs everybody. That's why they call it a team sport because everybody feeds off of one another. And sometimes you could have an okay offense with a really good defense, and you're out here balling like your neighbors to the west in Pittsburgh. So but Pittsburgh has always been like that. Yeah, they have the really good defense, and then subpar offense, and they'll be all right.
Yeah, the way they changed the rules and stuff now that don't suit Pittsburgh well. Even though they're playing good right now, but they taking away
Yeah,
from the Pittsburgh style of game.
yeah, that's true. They outlawing that stuff also, and because a lot of those guys they don't retire now, but they still trying to outlaw it out of the game, which don't make no sense. But speaking of not making no sense, what y'all think of the college game? Because the college game is just all fucked. Because you mean tell me you got Penn State playing USC, and that's now a conference game? Come on now. And then then you got Miami playing California. That's a conference game. Now this shit don't make no damn sense. This money cannot be that serious that y'all got a team from Florida that y'all go all the way to California and y'all call it a conference game.
Oh man, I would say it's so all over the place. Like it's so hard to keep up with now. It's like every year the teams transfer, every year the players transfer. It's wild. And I was one of the big advocates for the players getting money. I wanted them to sit out. I wanted them to do all kinds of shit so they could have the freedom to transfer and all that. But I can't say that now that I have it and it's here, it's out of control. It's out of control. That's the best I can
Yeah.
say.
Hey, what you think, man, Liam?
I was about to say, but as somebody that watches like college football, man, like the board tell you, like I watch it every Saturday. Like I'm locked in. Like I'm a fan of college football, and it's all of this shit could have been avoided if they would have just like either started paying players before or let pay. Like this NIL shit would have been 15, 20 years before. Like all of this, I think a lot of this shit could have got avoided. Um, because it's like you said, like it's they always try to like I get it. They always try to say the money grab, the money's done the third, but again, it, they're not thinking about like you said, they're not thinking about these kids. They're not thinking about I'm a college student. I play football, and like you said, I got to travel fucking. I heard like Penn State done traveled 3,000 miles already so far. The play, you know what I mean? Some game like, and it's like you playing a conference game all the way to fuck across the country. Like, not give a fuck about school. Like, it's like what? Like, you can't care about school, bro. Like, there's no way you come. There's no way you're not gonna tell me I ain't missing a shitload of classes doing all of this traveling.
Hell yeah. And you know what it is? I feel like they only took account in
They
the football.
probably
They're
do an
not,
online shit, little basic
yeah,
shit.
they probably do the online shit. And I feel like the only sport they took account is football. Like, what basketball team you know is gonna want to travel 3,000 miles for a conference game? You didn't take account of volleyball or the other sporting teams. Like, why the hell y'all do y'all have money like that? Or is it just for football? Because football is the one that making all the money.
And basketball as well. Football and
Yeah,
basketball.
basketball. Yeah. But y'all not accommodating
Yeah.
other sports. I mean, if it's just football, basketball, I understand because they make money. But
No,
now all these
those other
sports,
hold up though, but those other sports, again, especially the females, you're a female, you can make money because just last year, or was that 2 years ago, when all the Bronny and them was the top earners because they the stars kids, but you had people like Livy Dunn who's a gymnast and she was right up there in the top 10 or whatever, like you know what I mean, getting paid big time off of her looks. So um the year before that, it was the two twins from Miami Hurricanes that played basketball, and they was getting all the money off of their looks because they were twins. You know what I mean, so sometimes it don't gotta be basketball or football. Like I think Shakari Richardson had a nice NIL deal with track. You know what
yeah,
I'm saying? So yeah, if you a star, you're a star. You know what I mean, if you could be marketed, you're gonna get some money.
yeah, that's true. That's definitely true. But I feel bad for these conferences now because now they have to travel cross country for a damn conference game. I'm like, what the hell were y'all thinking? Like, y'all couldn't just get the damn TV deals and stuff where y'all were at? But it
Yeah,
just
I mean,
don't make sense.
but the big conferences, they get bigger checks. I mean, they got more investors, more endorsements, more commercials, more. So it's just more money. Like you said, it's about the money. It ain't about nothing else. It's definitely about the money. Where's the money?
Yeah, but I think we're going to be headed towards one super conference eventually, where all the big schools are just in one conference
I
together.
do, I do like the added playoff teams though. Y'all like that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
I definitely like it.
yeah, I'm definitely here for that. Definitely here for the added playoff games as well. So that means Georgia is not really hurt by losing to Alabama. Now it's like they didn't got that loss out the way, so it's
Yeah,
not really
somebody had to
hurting
lose.
them.
It don't just end the season out, and that makes it more intriguing anyway. Because now they could wind up seeing each other in the playoffs, still rematch, SEC championship, maybe even. But one loss don't just kill your season now, and I think we all like that a little bit better.
That's way better. Now it's just about getting into the dance. The only thing only thing I don't like about it is the damn little schools, the group of 5 schools. They don't even get an automatic bid in. They got to be the highest rank or to get a bid in, but they don't even get an automatic bid in.
Well, it's kind of hard though, like because of the competition level. Like that's something that's always going to be a struggle to actually rate it. How do you rate it? How do you the quality of the winners? They like to say if you're over there and you're 13-0, but we like all right, but and this team over here is 11-2 per se, but they lost to LSU, Alabama. How do I really rate that over it? That's a tough call.
What's the name is in a game right now? They down in the game right now. Uh,
Yeah, I saw
Alabama.
that. Yeah, at the time we're recording, Alabama was losing. I'm like,
Who
to
they playing?
Vanderbilt?
They playing
Vanderbilt.
Vanderbilt.
Oh
They still
wow.
down. Right? They still
Vander,
down.
Vanderbilt has always been sorry at football. So I will laugh because I'm looking at Georgia like, y'all really lost to Alabama. Then Alabama goes and loses to Vanderbilt.
Oh yeah, they
That's
still
great.
down. With a minute to go, they down 40-35.
Yeah, Vandy got the ball.
Ooh, they getting ready to lose.
Damn,
That's crazy. That number one
that
seed, that number one team is a curse once you get that one next to your name.
But I'm
yeah,
I'm gonna say this about college football though. One thing I will say is Travis Hunter is a different like that motherfucker is different, bro. Like
Yeah, he's
he
something
is
special.
he
he is
is.
like he one of them once every 20-25 year you see type of players, bro. Like he on that type time, bro. Like that motherfucker is really, really good, bro. He's really good
Yeah,
at
I
football.
agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
At this point with Hunter, I'm like, go ahead and give him the Heisman. But like they said, like some pros said that
You
they
think
not
they
sure if
give
he
it
can
to
do
him
that.
though?
But I think he'll get it though. If because no matter with Colorado, but I need Colorado to be at least bowl eligible though for him to get it. Because if Colorado is somewhat relevant, they'll give it to him.
They winning right now, so we can't say nothing bad about them right now.
No, listen, I
They got a tough
totally
game next
agree.
week.
I totally agree if they become bowl eligible that it's he's definitely going to get it. Like you said, just
Even if
because
they
like you
8-4,
yeah, even if they 8-4,
Yeah.
like what's the name was like the year Jay and Daniels won it, he lost 3 games. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like to me, like I hate the fact that even the MVP, like I hate that all of these joints are quarterback awards because if you watch college football, like and like you said again, if the season continues to play out the way it does, even if they don't win or whatever, it ain't nobody that I'm going to believe if you try to tell me that somebody's a better player in college football than Travis Hunter. Like I don't give a fuck about the quarterback and like you're not going to tell me that. Like the numbers could be cool, but to be an elite corner and an elite like I'm talking about like you will probably be you're a top 1 or 2 corner and the top 1 or 2 receiver in the country. That's elite, man. Like, so I don't want to hear the
That
quarterback is that in the third. Like, that's elite, man.
that is special. That is special on another level. But when he gets to the pros, because y'all know he going number one. Y'all know there's no way in hell he doesn't go number one.
I
What
believe
position
I
would
believe he should, but it depends who get the pick because these
that's
quarterbacks, you
true.
know how it is.
Yeah, but what position would you want to see him play in the NFL is my question. Because a lot of pros that came out and said it's like it'd be tough to play both ways. But because if it's me, I would see him as a corner, but I'll give him like 1 or 2 packages in the offense.
Go ahead, bro. I'll let you go first.
Um, see, like, again, man, like I hate when they try to just put that, those type of narratives out there. It's like again, because we like to hang on things that it's never been done, and it's that it's the highest level, and I get it. I mean, I'm not saying you got to go out there and play every snap, but if somebody is elite at something, why would you not want to put them on the field? Like, it don't got to be every play, but like third downs or certain plays, like I will play him both ways, especially early in his career. Like I would play him both ways, and see the type of impact he would have, and maybe settle into a position. But it's like, why put him into that box if he ain't in that box right now? Like that's not the box he in.
Yeah,
So
that's a
it's like
fact.
you know what I'm saying. So I feel like you will be taken away from him a little bit if you don't allow him to play on both sides. Sometimes, like I said, again, it don't got to be every single play like on some college shit, but more times than not, if he's the best player on your team, you want him on the field.
Yeah,
For
go
me,
ahead.
I definitely think he has to pick a side. Because like even now, what he's doing now, and me and Stokesy talked about this, but even what he's doing now, I think he's wearing himself down. I think they use him way too much. Like, you know what I mean? His future is still in front of him, and he's beating himself up a lot now. Like, to think that he's gonna go in the NFL and continue to do that, I just don't think that health wise, I just don't see it. You know what I mean? If he would, he'd be the first, but I just don't see it. In terms of as far as which one do I think he should play, I was saying a couple of weeks ago that I thought he should play receiver because that's where the money at. They give these receivers all this money. If you see that right now, he should just switch over to receiver and go that route. But then I heard Richard Sherman say what he said. Y'all heard what Richard Sherman said about him?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
did.
When I saw what Richard Sherman said about him, right? And I thought about that. I didn't think about it like that. But if you do put him and now you're comparing him to the elite receivers in the NFL, he would kind of just be like, even if you compare him to Marvin Harrison Jr., like he ain't that guy. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, but at the corner, he would be right in the upper echelon. So I changed my stance on that to answer the question. I think when he goes to the league, when he goes to the league, I think he should play corner.
yeah. I was thinking corner as well. But I was thinking corner, but give him like 1 or 2 packages on the offense. Just to what I'm saying, just if the offense needs a
Tell some
spark.
ticket.
But I just got this notification on my phone as you're making your point. Vanderbilt them beat Alabama.
Vanderbilt,
I'm
yes,
like,
they did.
God damn.
I was sitting
Said
here
ain't
watching it.
so. Said ain't so, man. I'm
That's
like,
crazy.
that's what happens. That's what happens when you sleep. Well, I guess you beat
Las
Georgia, you feeling
Vegas.
yourself.
Las Vegas done it again.
Yeah. Because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, because Vanderbilt has always been ass ever since James Franklin left. Vanderbilt has always been ass. So for them to win, so shout out to Vanderbilt. They've pulled it off. I have to give it to them. Now Texas about to be number 1 next week.
Wow.
But
Yes,
yeah,
Texas number
Texas
one,
definitely
and
will be number
they playing with
one.
2 quarterbacks.
exactly.
No, they only playing with one quarterback. I already told you that. They playing with one quarterback. They got the best backup in the country.
Yeah,
Texas has
I
the best
mean
quarterback situation in the world right now, in the country right now.
they do. And you know what? If I'm Texas, you gotta ride who the hot hand is. You definitely gotta ride whoever the hot hand is, you gotta ride with them. If the hot hand is Arch, stick with him.
That's what they
And if
should
the
be
hot
doing.
Nah, you got to roll with the guy that got you there, man. You know what I mean? But no, but they even said it though. Like Quinn Ewers is,
That's what they
that's
should
his
be doing.
team. That's
Arch,
his team. Like
Arch look
he's an
good though.
older guy. You know what I mean? But Ertz gonna be cool. Like his folks already came out and said they want him to stay 4 years or whatever. So
Yeah, I saw that.
you know what I mean. So
Yeah,
it ain't no rush for him to start.
of course, because the NIL money is good now, so it's not no rush. So I completely
Yeah,
understand.
and again, look at him. He's one of the highest paid. He didn't even start.
He getting paid almost $4 million. Like getting paid like for $3 or $4 million out there now to be a backup quarterback.
For
Can't get
real,
no
for
better than
real.
that. So
You know what I mean?
that's one of the things I did want to see. I didn't, necessarily want to see it for somebody that probably don't need it, but hey, man, it is what it is. You can't make it for certain people. So.
For real. Definitely for real. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk. The more you drink, the better we sound. Hope y'all enjoyed that little sports roundtable. We're gonna continue, but we're gonna shift the gears to some other sports. Some guys are on the way. They'd hit me up. They're saying they're on the way, but hey, we're gonna keep the talk going. So
Yeah.
y'all expecting y'all Phillies to win the World Series this year?
Yes, yes,
Yes.
I am.
Um, that's what's up. Speaking of one of the other guys, here's my brother Jug. I'm about to bring him up. What's
Yeah.
good, my brother?
What's going on, fellas? Apologies for my tardiness, but hey, better late than never.
Thank
Hey
you,
man,
brother.
absolutely.
Yes,
How's it going?
yes.
Yeah.
Juggy, you done missed the sports talk. We talked about how talked about the football and stuff, but we think your Jaguars are probably gonna get Travis Hunter the way they're looking right about now.
Look, man.
Exactly. See, that's exactly so that's why I think if a team like that or a team
Exactly.
like the Patriots get number one, like he has a chance to be the number one pick because like they got quarterbacks, you know what I mean? They have quarterbacks, so they don't have to draft a quarterback. But if the
Yeah.
Giants get the number one pick, Travis Hunter not going number one. The Giants get the number one pick. Like that's just the bottom line. Like it
You
ain't
know,
playing.
it's funny. It's funny because what I'm saying, we're 0-4, right? And we haven't won a game yet this season. And yet at the same time, like there's so much talent on the team. I've seen Trevor, our quarterback. He's led us to the playoffs. We were down like 4 touchdowns in a playoff game, and he brought us all the way back for a victory. And we almost beat the Chiefs in 2022. So I know that he has it in him. I think the combination of him being shell shocked and hit so many times and hurt last year, I think it caught up with us. We didn't invest enough in our offensive line, and we're looking terrible. And I'm not even going to talk about USF. I mean, they just don't got no excuse for the goose eggs that they putting up against teams. But
Yeah,
we could get Travis Hunter. At this point, Shedeur Sanders might be on the table. I'm not sure.
Nah,
ain't no way in hell,
Hey,
but
listen,
there is no way in hell when Jacksonville done paid Trevor Lawrence all that damn money.
no.
hey, look, we made the same mistake with Blake Bortles, and nobody even remembers who that is. But he's showing enough getting a check from us. So at this point, man, I'm ready to fire everybody from the owner all the way down, bro. Because there's no way that this should be happening to us. We should at least be 2-2. You know what I'm saying? And we're just out here laying goose eggs. I got to put on a plastic bag every Sunday. I got to get my plastic bag ready for tomorrow, grease my head up so it don't mess up the scalp because we just suck so bad. And I go in the bar, everybody just start laughing, bro. So, they got me out here having anxiety and everything. But, it is what it is. Duval till I die. You know what I'm saying? I'm a diehard Jags fan. So I got to stick with them through the thick and the thin. I can't be disloyal.
I ain't mad at that.
Amen to that, man. Hey, I appreciate you for hopping on, but now that you're here, I did have one politics question I had to ask you. Guys, we're gonna shift to politics a little bit. Now, did you see the authors of the Project 2025, the Heritage People, whatever, they came out and endorsed Kamala Harris. What are your thoughts on that, bro? And should we be a little worried that maybe Kamala might be trying to, you know, push
Key,
this Project 2025?
keyword, ignorance. They depend, most politicians that have evil intentions, they depend on us being ignorant and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
Anybody that has taken a critical analysis of what's going on knows that over 60% of the employees that work at Project 2025 via the Heritage Foundation work for the Trump organization. There's no way to defend that. Kamala has nothing to do with the organization. See, what's going on is they see that Trump is self-imploding in the media. He's calling for a purge. He's calling for Haitian migrants, read, Black people, to be taken out, saying we're eating cats and dogs.
They're eating the dogs. Man, that don't make no damn sense. But yeah,
They're representatives and senators, federal level, who are calling us slapstick gangsters and thugs that need to be given law and order. Read, police brutality. As Black people, I've been saying this, I've been preaching this from the top of the mountain since 2010. If we do not make educated vote, and you can literally visit voteforjustice.com.
You let them play on your emotions.
Visit voteforjustice.com. Listen, this might be the last time you can vote. Trump is on record as saying, listen, if you vote for me in this election, you won't ever have to vote again. Do you know what that means? That means that it won't be a democracy anymore. Do y'all really want these racist so-and-sos to be in charge permanently where the rules no longer matter? Do y'all want that? Do y'all want to continue being in an impoverished state in perpetuity? Because that's what's coming. And they're saying it out loud.
How much do votes matter now?
Listen, right? I feel like that what you just said, that's what it is. I don't like what's going to change about it. Like I don't feel like like that's what they do. Like again with the politics, like that's what they do. Like it's not like we're going to get all of these people of color in these positions of power, and all of these things are so going to change. Like they're not going to put us in positions of power. Like that's not our lane.
Pause. So my brother, I gotta do a complete rebuttal on that. That's 100% false disinformation that's being put out that they're literally pumping in our communities.
All right, but hold on, bro, real fast.
Bro,
like
it's been how long people been voting, bro?
But hold on, real fast, right? Like
all the information. Hold up. How long people been voting, bro?
Huh?
How long people been voting?
Black people only been voting since the 60s.
How long is that? 50-something years?
Yeah.
So what did it help? What did it change?
You don't know? You don't know?
I'm asking you. I'm asking a question. I ain't asking for no reason. What did it change?
I'm about to tell you. Because of black people, we have the Civil Rights Act. Because of black people, we have the 14th, 15th, 16th Amendments. Because of black people, we have a welfare program. Because of black people, we have HUD housing that many people in our community use. Because of black people, we have preschool care, after school care. Because of black people, we have programs that give you money when you buy houses. Those were black people, the Congressional Black Caucus, that fought for those things. Because of black people, we have officers getting charged in court and being held liable even though they have qualified immunity. Because of black people, we are actually still alive and haven't been completely eradicated off the face of the planet. You guys got to take a look at what's really going on. They literally have billions of dollars pouring in from other countries, their secret services, to disinform us. We have a lot of things, and there are actually people running for office here in Florida and across the country that wanting to make change. But guess what? They can't get in office if black people do not vote. If you're completely ignorant of what's going on and you don't know who your representative, city council, city commissioner, judge is, you don't know who your police chief is, you don't know who your city administrator is, those meetings are open to the public.
Don't make assumptions. So all these black people, right, that's running all these cities right now, right? They're doing great jobs, just saying. All these cities that's being ran by these Democrats, they're doing great jobs. They're flourishing. They're doing all this shit for black people.
Can you, like what cities? What cities you referring to?
Any of them.
like Philadelphia, like Chicago, like motherfucking Detroit. Like
Chicago is ran by the police. What are you talking about?
they got all these,
Chicago is ran by the police. It's so bad in Chicago right now that there's a black female mayor there. The rumor is she's getting ready to be indicted because she's taking foreign money.
running that shit into the fucking ground. That's what I'm saying. That's why.
But can I ask you,
Running that shit
so,
into the fucking ground.
but,
No.
but hold on, I have a question. But here's the thing, though. Let me say something real fast. Again,
And it's not
if,
Chicago, but
even
it's
if
right outside of
every
Chicago.
even if every qualified African American went out to vote, it's not enough of us to move the needle. We only make
That's a
up.
lie.
No, hold on. See, because you just listening to rebuttal. It's not a lie.
Yeah,
Like they
I
like
know, bro. You
white people
gotta get out
outnumber
your feelings, bro. Mathematics.
white people outnumber us almost 5-1. Like it's way more than us, way more. So even if you might have what you can't count smaller children. So you probably have 10% of black people that can actually go that are actually allowed to go vote. So that 10% is not going to move the needle. It's not. We don't. It's not enough black people, period, for it to move the needle. So if we outnumber 3-1, it don't matter how much we vote. If they vote more, if all of them went out to vote, and all of us went out to vote, whoever they voted for would still win because they outnumber us. So the voting thing, it really doesn't make a difference because whoever they want to put in the office will be in the office. It doesn't matter how many votes, how many black people go out there and vote. We don't have the numbers to move the needle.
Everything that you just said is completely false. Let me show you how. Voter suppression laws in Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, Mississippi have caused people in the black community not to be able to vote. Do you know that less than 20% of black adults vote in elections, national and local? If we were to actually vote and use our power, because what voting is power. We haven't been using it. We haven't used it properly since Obama was in office. We are the reason why he got elected. Not white
No,
people.
we are not. That's why people say that. We're not. More white people voted for him.
Nothing either though.
More white people voted for him though. Like more white people voted for him.
Hold on.
We are not the reason, but we like to say we're the reason for our own sake. But there's no way we could be the reason. Let me ask one question.
Only thing they want to do is make the world a rainbow, man. That's all they want.
Let me ask this last question real fast, and I promise I'm gonna go ahead and bow out. You can, even if you have a chance, if you can look it up somehow. Just tell me the percentage of black people living in the United States of America right now.
14%.
So what you're telling me, like I said again, because we can't count the whole 14% because there are kids. You're telling me that 10% is going to move an entire needle. That's what you're telling me.
Yes, because it happens every election cycle.
I mean, you believe that.
I live this.
We can't tell you if you believe that.
Huh?
I said, if you believe that, we can't tell you it's not. That's what you believe.
It's not based on my belief. I'm telling you factual information that you can look up in Vox, the Washington Post, the New York Times. You can look up journalistic information based on what I'm saying. You can look at attorneys.
You can look up anything. You can look up a rebuttal.
Like Jason Garcia.
You can look up
on this information and do public information requests. Our vote, which they are taking away on purpose to take away our power, literally can decide the election. If black people were to turn out and vote like we did with Obama, we can elect somebody like Kamala Harris into office that will make a huge difference. Because you got people like Trump out here saying,
what difference she gonna make?
Make a huge difference.
What difference she gonna make?
Yes, make a huge difference.
Hold on. Do you realize she's been in office for the last 3.5 years?
Hold on.
You realize that?
I'm gonna tell you something that you don't know. Let me help you out with something that you don't know.
That, man.
Less than 50%.
All right, go ahead. Help him out, I guess. Go ahead.
Hold on. Less than 50% of black people take the census when it comes out. You know what that means? That all the black people that are living in this country aren't being counted. And some of the people who work in the federal government administration have
But who said that though? How we know
purpose.
that's true?
So that what that means is it's not just the
How do
14
we know
million
that
that's
though?
reported,
How do we
even though
know that
that's
less than
important.
50%?
It's actually more than that on these streets. And
How
I'm telling y'all right now,
Hold on.
if you do not vote in these upcoming local and national elections, I promise you, I bet an entire paycheck, you will 100% regret it. It's
Hold
not
on.
like it doesn't matter who goes into
Sir,
office.
we've been voting for a bunch of years and I've been regretting it. But hold on. So you said black people didn't fill out the census. So you think that the black race, only black people didn't fill out the census? So you think there are no white people that didn't fill out the census, no Asians that didn't fill out the census? Like, it's not just black people. So again, I'm going to ask you, if 10% of people go out to vote and 40% of people go out to vote, what number is going to win? If 40% of these people vote for these people and 10%, if all the black people, like, what number is going to win? If
What you
all the
don't
white people go out
understand
to
is
vote.
what you don't understand is that the 30% of the population votes. A lot of people don't use the power that they've been vested in once they turn 18 years old.
That's
And so
my
black
point. So
people,
if all the white people went out to vote, what would happen? If they all went out to vote, if all the white people went out to vote, what would
but we
happen?
don't. But we don't.
No, I said the white people. If they all went out to vote and we all went out to vote, what would happen? If
They
everybody
don't
went out to vote, what would happen?
A larger percentage of the people that's registered to vote who are white go out and vote versus the
Answer
people
it,
that's black.
bro.
It's a low
What
percentage.
would I know?
You get
I
what I'm
asked a
saying?
very simple question, bro. If all of the black people could go out and vote, even the ones that didn't fill out the census and all of that, and all of the white people can go vote, the ones that didn't fill out the census, if everybody went to go vote, what numbers would be higher, the black people or the white people?
The black people will decide the election. That's proven fact.
Oh Lord God, bro, this is unbelievable. I'm asking you a very simple. No, so if 10% of people go vote and 48% of people go vote, you're telling me the 10% is going to override the 48%? What you're telling me
We
right
know
now?
how they're going to vote. They use their power because we don't show up in numbers to vote in every election. We do not use our power. So if we did, we
It
have the power
doesn't
to decide if
matter.
the election goes which way. Do you not understand the concept of what I'm saying to you right now?
No, I
Because that's what
understand what
happens
you're
in every
trying. I
election.
understand what you're trying to say, and what they've been saying for the last 50 years, and nothing that like what law do they have in place for black people? Tell me the law they got in place for black people, because I know the Asian laws and all that. They got a bunch of them in place for them. The transgender, they got laws for transgender and all of that. Tell me the laws that they say that you cannot harm black people.
For this
The Voting
valuable
Rights
vote, all
Act,
these years they had
the
it.
Act of 1964. What are you talking
The
about?
the
I just
Voting
told you
Act of
the
Oh,
1964, like we haven't
amendment.
seen black people getting
And
lynched, but
BJ,
we just seen George Floyd. Come
all
on,
right,
stop
y'all.
it, bro.
All right,
Yeah, we
all
gotta
right,
move
all
on. Yeah,
right.
stop it. We gotta
All
move
right, y'all. I've let this go on long enough, y'all. I'll let y'all get it all out. I'm set back, and I let y'all just get it all out because I know how my dog gets on his politics. But ladies and gentlemen, I need you all listening to this. Don't go based off what we said today. Go out, do your own research, do your homework. It's free. The internet is free.
and
Go
let
out,
them
let
lie
your
to
voice
you.
heard. Just go out and make an informed decision. Because hey, either make an informed decision or get your passport and get to getting. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Liquor Talk, ladies and gentlemen. The more you drink, the better we sound. All right, fellas. I got two things we want to talk about. Number one, which is submission. Like, why do y'all feel like men are so demanding of women to be, oh, I need this woman to submit to me, and you're not doing the shit you need to be doing. So why are men so demanding of women to be submit to them if they're going to be in a committed relationship?
Why are men so demanding? That's the question.
Yeah, because there's some men that they will come around and say, I need a woman that's going to submit to me. I need a woman that's going to be do this and do that. Well, sir, what are you doing to make this woman want to submit to you?
What you? Oh, that's a loaded question. What you supposed to do though? Like, what you supposed to do to make you supposed to make a woman submit to you?
Your actions, yeah, you're supposed to, because if you carry yourself as a leader, the right woman will follow you. But to come out and demand it, that's not what's up.
I don't think I don't think you can make anybody do anything. I'll say that, but I think once you choose somebody, as your man, as a woman, I think then submission should come right after because you made your choice already. You gave me the keys already. So in terms of that, the rest should just go. That's the way it's supposed to go. I don't know, what people believe in and stuff like that, but that's just the way it's supposed to go. It's not even a big explanation for it. That's the way it's supposed to go. Women turned it into a dirty word. It's not supposed to be a dirty word.
Anybody else want to jump in?
No, yeah, I don't even like when I heard the question, I was kind of like this is a thing. Like
Yeah,
I
there's
had a
some men that
conversation.
they will look at their woman like, I need this woman to submit to me, or if I need to, I'm like, bruh, I can't make it
Well,
up. That's what they're
If
saying
it's
out
your,
here, man.
but
no,
if
no,
it's your
listen, right, but
woman,
as a man, go ahead, boy, what you about to
if
say?
if it's your woman, then I believe she should. Why wouldn't she? Why wouldn't she though? If she's saying you her man, why wouldn't she? Because
Because
at
here,
the end of the day, right? If you're in a relationship with somebody, that's your woman. Whatever action she make or do, it affects you. You're gonna be responsible for it in some way. You gonna have to clean it up in some way. So therefore, like you got the authority because you got to be the one to handle all the situations. So if whatever I decide is best, that's what it's supposed to be. I don't really understand
I think I could take
something
a stab
else.
at this question. I think I'll take a stab at this question. I think there's a certain, what I'm saying, part of the male population, part of the whole red pill, blue pill social media podcast discussion
Well,
where
yeah, I know about that.
where
That's a
some
little extreme.
where some do believe just because they're men, what I'm saying, that women, whoever they're dating or whoever they're with, they get to decide, that the woman needs to do this for them, do that for them. It's like an ego trip. And the thing about it is, as a man, if you're doing what you need to do, then you don't need to ask a woman to be quote unquote submissive. It's something that actually comes natural when she's in a restful state of her femininity. So actually, this whole discussion, it in a way it makes sense because there's such a disconnect between men and women, especially on the dating scene right now. But the truth of the matter is, if you have to actually say that you want your woman to be submissive, then that means that you just aren't being masculine enough. And really, when it comes down to
I don't agree with that.
this, is a topic that comes up again. The Andrew Tates of the world and stuff like that. I know this topic comes up on those big podcasts with a lot of influential young men all the time, where they really feel like, just because they're in a relationship with a woman, she should be able to do everything you say. And she be able to, fix your plate and all this other type of traditional stuff. Well, that stuff comes with you being in a superior position, you being a provider, and you provide.
You gotta be superior for a woman to fix your plate.
I said a superior position. Let me explain what I mean by that. If you're in a superior position, that means you have a nice place to stay. You have your own transportation. You have a decent job where she feels comfortable enough to do some of those things. But if you bum scraping on the street, she's more likely not to do that kind of thing. Now, of course, you get somebody that can be ride and die. And of course, I applaud that. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're married. But the truth of the matter is, a lot of the dudes requiring and asking that out of women aren't showing the character traits that's necessary for her to do that in the first place.
Yeah, but
um,
Mm.
my,
the only
my
thing
thing,
I kind of agree with you, right? But the women don't hold that same standard. Like it'd be one thing, but these the same dudes that be right in between their legs. So if he in between your legs, submit, submit. What are you doing? You chose him
I
because
think
if you choose not to deal with certain type of dudes and you feel like yo my standard is this, I ain't doing that. Respect that. Hold it down and get what you can get. If your hand called for that, your results will tell you. But at the end of the day, right? If you still fucking these dudes, submit to them.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with that.
Yeah, you're right. He's definitely right on the mark. I have to agree with him. But so, ladies, y'all need to hold yourself to a higher standard. And men, you can't be out here demanding it. You should be living it because I really feel like if you're living it, somebody will submit to you.
But my thing is like,
I don't know why it's so negative though.
but my thing is like, when I had this conversation with women on a regular basis, and it's like that's your natural disposition as a woman. It's your natural disposition. So to me, it's like when you don't want to submit, you're literally going against your natural disposition as a woman. And again, anybody trained saying submit to every man, do that and the third. Like, see again, me when I talk about these things, I always speak to the positive. I don't go to the ain't shit men and all that because we all know him. But like you said, if it's a good dude and he has good characteristics, with good qualities, and he carries himself like a certain way. He might not have a job right now. He may not have a car right now, but the way he carries himself, he's not out here not trying to get. He's not trying to acquire those things. But because he don't have those things, man, you can't submit to me. But because of the character of the man that I am, that means you can't submit. Because I don't have my own place, that means you can't submit. I don't have a car, that means you can't submit. But like I said again, what about my
The niggas
character
be
as a
getting
man?
ran over.
That's what I'm saying. What about my
All right.
character as a man?
All right, fellas. I'm gonna bring up one more guy. Alfonso Lays. We got a previous guest on. He's the last one to show up. How you doing, Mr. Alfonso? I'm sorry. I know it's all good. Better late than never, right? So we're gonna keep this thing going. How you doing, Mr. Alfonso?
I'm all right. I'm all right, man. Family duties call. You know, you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I definitely feel that. I definitely feel that. All right, the topic at hand is how do you feel about submission? And how do you feel about men that are really out here demanding the women submit to them when some of these dudes are not the kind of dudes that are carrying themselves to be the kind of men that one would submit to?
So my feelings on that would be the characteristics of the woman, not just the man. The reason why is because a man can have every piece that he needs for a woman to submit, and she would rather go with the guy that doesn't have nothing and submit to him. Because
Hello.
if you look at the way that women in every generation has transitioned since the late 90s, women have shown that they are irresponsible. They're totally irresponsible because she wants the dangerous guy. She wants the guy that's going to whoop on her ass compared to the gentleman that's going to give her direction and instruction. She knows that this guy has multiple women that want him, so it looks like it's a trophy.
It's
And the
more
way
true.
that go ahead,
No,
bro.
just to piggyback off what you were saying, bro. Like, yo, I say
I'm
it
just
all
saying
the
it's more
time, right?
thrilling for them.
You'll have the man who's a plumber who goes to work every day, 5 days a week, take care of his responsibility. But then you got the boy in the hood who track, who do all this, like you said, who got all the women. And 8 out of 10 women are running to the boy that track. They're not going to the plumber who
Somebody
goes
got
to
to do their
honest nine
job.
to five, who's working an honest 9 to 5 job and all of
Yeah,
that. Like,
somebody
you know
got
what
to
I'm
mute
saying?
their
They're
hey, one
not
of y'all
going to
got
the
to mute.
plumber.
Well, I think the reason why the women run to the plumber the way that they do is
The
if
trap
you
dude they
look
run
at
into, I
it,
mean.
instead of running to the guy who's the drug dealer or whatever, the reason why is because information. Information rules everything, and the internet has given you this information that's a facade. Every chick is a bad bitch. Every chick got a BBL. Every chick got this. They're not competing to find a man. They are competing against
Each other.
themselves
Yep.
to be
This is
favorable.
true.
To be
Yep.
Mhm.
favorable. I would rather be
Facts.
favorable and make myself look like I got it when I'm living out of a hotel. But if I can show you trips that I've taken and I can show you bags that I've stolen or somebody done boosted it for me or they're knockoffs. But if I can
Mm.
show you the representation of what we would call class, now you're looking at me as if I have that. When in
But brother,
actuality, it's just a facade.
let me ask a question. Now to what he just said, right? Um, to that woman that fits that archetype, right? Is she then entitled to say that the dude who don't have no car or whatever the situation may be he not worthy of submission or whatever because she making it look better.
No, because I mean,
Because I
yeah,
think, because I think to me, right, when you say like, oh, bum ass dudes and this and that, right, that's cool, right? I think if you're a dude on a level 2, it's a bitch down there on a level 2 for you, and y'all can be
so
on level
that
2. The same thing on level
so
3,
there,
4,
right?
5, however far you go up, right? But the thing
So
is,
if you look at
if
the level 2 chicks, if you
one
look at the
one
level
second,
2 chicks, go ahead,
one
I'm
second,
sorry.
right? If you're on level 2, right? Thing about it is, and this is where I think in the black community we get it fucked up, right? If we both on level 2 and we get together on level 2 nigga and level 2 chick, who say we can't get up to a level 7 together? But we don't fucking do that. We be a level 2 chick talking about level 10 niggas. We be a level 2 nigga talking about level 10 chick. Shit's just wild. It's gonna keep being fucked up the way it is until motherfuckers come to reality.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
the way that it level 1, level 2, level 3, I think the way that it happens is people look more at the fantasy of it compared to the reality. If we look at women now today, if we look at women, they're all AI generated avatars. We don't get a chance to meet the
Ooh.
real chick until we see them in person. Think about what I'm saying, fellas. They are all AI generated avatars. The makeup is what creates the avatar. The makeup, the filters, all of that creates the avatar. Meeting her in real life and actually meeting the real person, you don't meet that avatar that you are used to on the computer because they
Yeah,
are two different facades. It's
they
totally
almost
different.
That is
they
definitely
almost
a
never
fact.
add up. They almost never add up. I'm talking
One
about
of
No,
like
my
almost never add up. Like,
Yeah, I ain't out here like that no more. Like, on the scene or whatever. But one of my homies, I was talking to him like, a couple weeks ago, and he's telling me like, man, one thing about it now, man, you go out, you see these girls, none of them bitches look like they look on Instagram. And he like, motherfuckers,
because it's all AI generated, bro.
yeah, it's cat.
yo,
Everybody got that shit airbrushed.
yo,
For real.
listen,
Go
right?
ahead, Juggy.
To
What?
the point, like so serious, right, y'all? Like I was on a dating site, and I actually came across one of my coworkers, right? I came across one of my coworkers, and when I'm look on the joint, she looked like damn, like she would look like something that you would.
But
And I
you work
see,
with her every
and I
day.
see her every day, and I'm like, she don't look like this. She don't look like this, and I see this lady every single day, yo. And it's like, and it blew my mind. Like I had to screenshot the picture, bro. Like to the point where I had to screenshot the joint. Like, yo, this is it's no fucking way.
Yo,
It's like,
so again,
Yeah,
right?
I
Same,
see that.
same question to y'all, right? For the women that's doing that, do they get to say a man ain't this or that or this or that if you're a
No,
catfishing anyway?
no,
Hell no.
no. You
No,
know
sir.
what?
All
no,
right, well, as long as we establish that, I'm cool.
hell
There,
no,
so
hell
there's men
no.
out there. So there are men out there like myself. There are men out there that have decided to be Mr. Build-A-Bitch. I'm gonna tell you how that works, right? I'm gonna tell you how Mr. Build-A-Bitch works.
Hey,
I got a song.
I'm with you
Listen,
right there, but go
listen,
ahead.
listen. I
Way to
got a
keep it a
song coming
bean,
out.
though. Like way to keep
I
it a
got a
bean. I respect
I got a
it.
song called
Hey,
Mr.
I've been
Build-A-Bitch, right? Now listen, if you take a
Mr.
chick
Build
from a fucked up situation and you gotta but understand this chick has to be
Hold on,
willing
I'll be
to
right
not
back.
only mentally submit, but she has to be willing to take instruction and grow from the instruction, right?
Mm.
If you take her from that and you create who she's become, she'll be grateful. I'm gonna tell you why. Cause I don't want the bad bitch no more. Give me the fat girl. I'm gonna tell you why I want her. She gonna listen to my instruction. She's gonna learn, and then not only that, if she gets gassy enough, and if she gets her balls in her motherfucking back enough, she'll go get that gastric bypass and change her whole life. Now you got to build the bitch that you wanted. You done built it. You ain't got to worry about no. Listen. You ain't got to worry about a nigga chasing her because the niggas wasn't looking for her when she was a big girl. So now when she become the bad bitch that you created, you not only benefit from having her because you helped her get there, but you both have grown together.
bro. Listen, right? To the point of you saying that, like, I'm a personal trainer for by trade. Like, that's what I do for a living. So, like you said, like I don't even look at that type of shit. I don't even look at like certain chicks no more, bro. Like, I'm gonna keep it a being. Like, 'cause I'm kind of with myself. I look at certain chicks and say, yeah, I can't afford you. I can't afford you, bro. Like, I'm
That's
not
a
even going to
fact.
waste my time to try to even try to talk to you because I'm not going to try to uphold your lifestyle that you're, even if it's a facade. I'm not trying to hold up your facade of a lifestyle because I'm not
So
that guy.
so
Like,
so that's why you find the one that you
That's a fact.
like. That's why you find a cool, listen, the young lady get in the gym every day. Cause I don't know if y'all follow me or y'all see me, but I'm on TikTok every day. I'm in the motherfucking gym. Guess what? When she seen me do that, she said, "Yo, bruh, I know I'm fucking with you. Let me go with you." I said, "Well, I shoot for 30 minutes and then I get it popping." She said, "Nah, listen. While you running them numbers and you getting that muscle memory with them shots, let me hit that treadmill. And when you in the motherfucking weights and you doing that, Ron, I do my pull throughs, them fives. Let me get with you." Bro, she built like a
That's a
monster
real one.
now. Listen, she built
That's
like a
a fucking
monster
real
now,
one.
bro. Built like a monster now, bro. So the monsters that I was looking at before, that was oh man. And I knew I couldn't afford them. It wasn't that I knew I couldn't afford them. All of us
not
men
trying
that
to
are
afford you.
listen, all of us men that have became men, we don't need another bill. That's what they are. They're
Facts.
another tax.
Exactly.
They're another
Facts.
but this tax is not deductible. I can't fucking claim that on my tax. This bitch ain't deductible by
That's the
taxes.
fact.
So why would I accept another bill that's probably another $400 a month that's not tax deductible? Fuck all
But
that. Let me go get mine.
Hey, let me
but
get the
like you
married
just
man in
said,
here for a second.
Uh-huh.
Hey, Juggy, jump in here for a second, dog. What you think, man? Because I know you sit back listening. You the married man, so I want to hear from you.
So there's a lot of perspectives on this. I've been on the show many times and I've said over and over and over again, I've told guys and advised them, get off of social media. Real life does not happen on social media. And furthermore, social media makes you depressed. Social media takes up your valuable creative energy. Social media does a lot of things. As a matter of fact, right now, Vic knows this. I'm not on social media right now. I took it all off my phone except for Messenger to, keep up with close family and friends, right? I took it all off. Do you understand? Do you know why? Part of the reason why is because I want to be the person that I said I wanted to be. And so what we got to do in every major city, now in small cities is different. In every major city, there's bars, there's hangout spots, there's mixers. You can get on Eventbrite. You can go on Facebook events. You can meet people in real life, develop relationships with them, sit down, talk with them, actually see what people are like. And if you're in a space where you're in your calling, if you're in a space where you're doing what you need to do, you're in a healthy mental
Mm-hmm.
space as a Black man, you're in a healthy financial space where you have money to spend, but you're also being cognizant of your bills and where you're putting your money at. And you go out there and you present yourself and you know what I'm saying, you know how to dress. You could go out there and find somebody that's a good partner. There's a whole bunch of single women out there that's looking for men. You know what I'm saying? But we're not going to
Put your
find
first
them
one up. Put your
scrolling
first one up.
TikTok, scrolling IG,
That's the
scrolling
next.
Facebook, scrolling fan base, and so on and so forth. You got to actually get out there, develop interpersonal communication skills. Because if you don't, because life isn't lived online, you can actually make your eyes work scrolling too much. Y'all see, I got glasses on, right? Look, the whole point of this is if you want what you say you want a viable partner that you could build long term, you get somebody that could be the queen to your king, you got to get out there and find it. You're not going to find it online. And I understand what y'all saying about that. I understand exactly what you're saying about the IG filters, the IG angles and everything like that. I get all that. I truly get all that. But if you want to get
no.
out there, there's a whole world out here.
But
Travel
here's the
around,
thing,
look
right?
for experiences. That's
Here's
all you got to
Listen,
and
do.
there's definitely a
here's
whole
the
world
thing,
out
right?
here, and we got to get it.
I'm gonna
Go
double
ahead.
down on. I'm gonna double down even more on what you're saying on why that's so much more like why doing it that way is so much more valuable because again I say this all the time with people, right? And I'm thankful that I grew up in the era that I grew up in, like where you actually had to talk to people, like you had to actually physically
80s and the
talk to
90s,
them,
baby.
right? Right, we
Yes,
had to
sir.
actually physically talk to them, right? But like you said, when you meet people these way, like you meet somebody at the gym, you can actually get a feel for that person's like personality in real time and in real life. I'm not guessing how your personality is because I met you online or I see you online and I'm just trying. I can actually really get like a real time assessment and a real time look at your personality, which is a big thing. But because we people hide behind these phones so much that you
Yes,
don't
they
know who
do.
you're talking to. You don't know who the person is because they just hide behind the phone. But but if you take that phone out, like I say it all the time. I was just telling, I work in a school, and I was just telling the young boys that, like, bro, like when I wanted to get a girl number back in the day, I had to ask her for her number. I couldn't. I like still had to verbally ask her for her number. I couldn't DM and say, "Yo, what's your number?" No, I had to like verbally have the confidence to walk up to a woman and actually talk to her and ask her for her phone number. That it takes a certain level of confidence to do that. So, but it's easy for me to just sit behind this phone and jump in your DM and say hello, and if you never respond, then okay, whatever, you never responded. But like people are so fearful of rejection. It's like, oh well, yeah, I don't want to go talk to this person. Like, bro, like I always look at life like you got a 50-50 chance, my nigga. You only want to say one
I
or two
think I
answers. You
think
only gonna
I
get one or
think
two
what we've
answers. Yes
done.
or no.
I
All
mean,
right,
like,
go ahead.
Ain't that great no more in this world. Like that's
yeah.
something brothers lacking.
Yes, it's terrible.
Yes.
But I think also what we did as us being the adults now compared to when we were the younger ones is we helped create this.
Now
And
we
I'm gonna
did for sure, for
just
sure.
peep what I'm saying. Just peep what I'm
For
saying.
sure.
We helped create it because we didn't stick to the old narrative. See,
Facts.
we got into the
Mm.
new way. We got into the new way, and we did not stick to the narrative that we were taught. If you think about it, when the white folk, we used to have on TV, they used to say, "It's 10 o'clock. Where the fuck your kids at?"
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the
Yep.
curse. I believe
Listen,
that's the
listen.
curse of youth. The
But
curse
but
of
at
youth is you always
but
think you're doing some new shit.
but think about this. At what point did we lose control? And I'm gonna tell you when we lost control.
Yeah, younger and younger.
When the kids were told that they can call the police on us. That's when we lost control. Because now look at the
Damn.
girls. Look at the girls. Look at the girls now. Girl will look like she goddamn about to sell all her little young ass pussy, and she'll call on her mama. Call the police. She telling me I can't dress like this. And at what point did they say, okay, this is acceptable? Because even the dudes that take, even the police officers are saying, you can't talk to your mama like that. And she's saying, well, if she touch me, she gonna go to jail. Look at all of us that are fathers. I got a 20-year-old now. You know how many times I don't wanted to pop her motherfucking ass, but I can't because I know they'll put me in jail for doing what a man is supposed to do, raising his kids. So yeah, we take blame too because we didn't stick to the narrative. We let the narrative stick it to us.
Facts.
So that's why these chicks is the way they are. Because guess what? The narrative is now you got to be a botch body, fake body, filtered, big titty, blah blah blah. And the narrative is we can't touch them. We just got to accept them.
I mean, it's tough for the girl. I think. I got a 20-year-old too, so and it's hard for me to think about, put my hands on my daughter just because she's my daughter. Just how it is. Like, I mean, she ain't never gave me a reason to anyway, thankfully. You know what I mean? But
That's what's up.
it's definitely, a little different with girls. My son, like, he know I'm on his ass. You know what I mean? But with my girls, I just take a different approach. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I'm sure they'll say I'm hard on them too, but
I
it's
mean, we're hard. We're still hard, but we ain't our parents hard.
Yeah,
No.
exactly. We're definitely not
yeah,
our
We
parents'
hard,
fault.
right? We're still
No.
Yeah, we're
hard,
definitely gonna be hard.
well,
but we
listen,
not
I would
old
say this, right?
school grandmama, old Salome hard. We not
Listen,
Salome hard no more. We
but
can't be.
because we don't have
Yeah, we
Solomon,
can't be.
feel me? If we don't have
We don't got
Solomon,
Solid Man around. She
then
ain't
that's
around
the
no
thing.
more.
You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, right, I will say, like, with my oldest child, That was the one where I was like, I ain't doing what my mom and them did. That, I believe many of us had that mentality. Like, I mean, I ain't doing what they did. I'm gonna do this for my kid. I'm gonna give my kid this and that, this and that,
And
right?
and and that's where we all fucked up because we should have stuck to
Yep,
the script.
I agree, but
Yeah.
yep.
but but
Now
then
we can
when
stick
I
to the
had my
script, but we gotta make our own changes. Like
but
we
when I
gotta
had
make
my
our
kids
own
after
changes.
that though, I learned from those mistakes though, and so I may be more old school with it now. You know what I mean? Because I grew up with both parents, and I learned the stuff I was supposed to do. I just rebelled against it. You know what I mean? Because of certain things that I thought was better, or whatever program got to me. You know what I'm saying? So
I know,
Yeah.
I know for sure that I'm still old school because like I stay on my daughter ass, like because you give a kid an inch, they gonna take a mile 10 out of 10 times, and I know that. Like and we know that because we did when we was kids. Like you know what I'm saying? But it's
That's
like,
a fact.
but like you said, but as far as certain other things, like again, man, like let me ask y'all a question, and this is a real serious question. When is the
Uh-huh.
last time y'all heard the phrase, "Yeah, I'm not your friend," from a parent to a child? When's the last time you guys heard
Oh, I say
a
that shit all the
parent?
time because they make my
No,
friends. They make fucking kids,
right.
cuz.
Or I'm talking about like in the messages on social media, like with all these like when do you see these or even memes? Like when do you see these things of parents saying like I'm not your friend? My mom
You
used to tell
won't.
me that shit all the
Yeah.
time.
You know
Yeah, it's
why
been a
you
while
won't?
since I've seen that.
Because they, like
Right,
I
not gonna
said,
say that.
they've naturalized us being soft. They don't want us to be parents the way they do. Because look at it. Look at all them kids that's getting abducted and all of this other shit. The more they rebel, the less we give a fuck, and then we get to a point where we don't care at all. And now they gone, and we can't get to them because guess what? They walk
Yeah.
off and they do what they
I
want.
think I think we have too in our community. I think we have too many kids for the wrong reasons anyway. So people not dedicated and being that parent because of not, like when you want something, like you want a child, you are already ready for the task. Like you rearing up for it. Like when you have these kids for the wrong reasons, you get tired of it. You don't feel like you want to do this and that. And I think there's a lot of lazy parenting in our community too, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's so
For
many
real.
bad
Juggy, what you
decisions
think?
being made. So many bad decisions being made.
So I want to say something here. You know what I'm saying? I'm not going to speak on the kids thing because I'm not a parent yet. I haven't been blessed with that part of life just yet.
oh, you
So
lucky, bruh. You better run for the fucking hills. The new age ain't shit. The new age ain't, hey, the new age is fucking
no,
dangerous cuz they'll kill you and get away with it and say that they had mental health issues.
Do you want
no,
kids,
brother,
bro?
no, brother. I reject that in totality. When
Do
I
you
have
want
kids,
them?
my wife is going to be a beautiful thing. I reject all that. But I will say this
Okay.
though.
You
Here's what
married.
I here's what I'm going to say though. What the y'all was saying at the beginning, I think Fonzo was saying, where did we lose where grandma was at and then where we're at now? And the answer is specifically for black men, we've lost our ability to maintain the culture. We kind of gave away some of our rights for culture with some of the decisions that we made. Now, I'm not saying it's not a two-way street because obviously it is, but we don't come together as a community, as a group, as people in the neighborhood the way that we used to. And there's a lot of reasons. There's not just one single thing that we could point to. We'll be able to do that. But in a lot of cases, we're in silos. I have my household over here. My boy got his household over here. We're not able to watch each other's kids. We're not able to visit each other every day because we got to work 16, 17 hours, you know what I'm saying, to provide for our kids. Or we're not making the wages in some cases to
Yeah,
be able
yeah,
to have
yeah.
time to
And we
do that.
just not connect. We just not connected like that for some reason. We don't even think to be like, "Yo, bro, can you watch? Can I leave the kids over there?" We don't even think like that no more.
Well,
That's what
that's
I'm
because you got to think about what's changed, man. You got to think
saying.
about what's changed. A lot of things that was undercover are now to the light. Because a
And
lot of these cats, and y'all know that some of these cats, when we were younger, we couldn't talk about it, but it was one of them uncles that you can't leave people with.
That's a
I
fact.
Now,
understand that. And
I ain't.
now but think about it. We've
That
gotten that
always.
now. They're more
That must be
open
like. Matter of fact,
now.
I'm gonna say that. But
They're more open now. People are way more
I
open with
never.
their sexualities now.
Yeah, I
so
Go
never.
ahead. What you gonna say?
I've never seen none of that shit ever. Nowhere. Not no friends, nobody I went to school with. Never. Ever
So
heard of
this is what I'm
that.
saying. You know what I'm saying? To the men that's listening to the show, this men's only ground. You know what I'm saying? It's a form of therapy for us.
Yes.
So what I would say to y'all and to the men that's listening to us, we have to make an effort to reach out. You know what I'm saying? I work 7 days a week. Sometimes I reach out to Vic, like, hey Vic, you all right? You straight? What's up? Just to see what's popping. That's a small thing, but it actually means a lot because a lot of us, we might be the only black person at our job. We might not get to talk to nobody that actually care about us, but we know the struggle that we go through. So I'm saying we got to be able to reach out. We got to be able to take that first step and try to have a sit down and come up with rules for everybody that's in our area. Because if we don't do that, that means somebody else is making the rules for us, like the
But,
police, for example.
but we
And we got
still
to
need
Yeah.
fight.
our women though. We still need our women though, bro.
We do.
So,
I
but
agree
Yeah.
with that.
what
Because
happened with that
Hold
is
on,
the
hold on. I'm gonna
women
say this
have
last
involved themselves.
One
Hold
mic,
on.
because
guys. One mic. One mic.
because
One at a
they're
time, guys. One at a time.
because whatever rules we come up with, whatever we do at that sit down and we say this how we rocking, they're the real enforcers because we gotta be out doing what we gotta do, like you said, right? Well, so while we doing that, they're enforcing them rules
let me-
now, and they're also keeping the thing tight because they're cool with the other woman, and they're cool with the other woman, and that's what keeps it all. That's what keeps the kids coming over and all that. But all that shit is lost.
no, it's
Everybody,
no, it's not. And let me say this: Have y'all heard the new era of Detroit? Have y'all heard the new era
No,
of Detroit?
no.
say something
What I want
positive.
y'all to do,
Say
what I want
say
y'all to
something.
do, everybody
Say
that's
something
following me,
positive to a woman, man.
I want you to go
Excellent.
on
Do
IG,
something
look up
positive.
New Era of Detroit with Ned Z,
What,
because
what,
that's what we need to be doing in every community across this country.
I heard of
That's
it.
what I'm trying to do here in St. Pete.
You know what else we need to do? We need to sit down with our sisters and say, look, we know that hurt is there, but you can't be vindictive when these men are really trying to be fathers. You have to give them an
Thank you.
opportunity because a lot of our boys, I hate to say it this way, a lot of our young boys, they gonna be somebody's bitch soon because they can't handle themselves being a man.
I
They
agree
don't
with
know
that.
what they don't know what being a
Yes.
man is. Now
Yeah.
And that's how
a
we need
lot of
men
the
in the household.
difficulties, yeah, but a lot of difficulties that we've all went through and we've tried to reach out and we've tried to fight, the mother is literally coddling and pulling them back because of her vindictive way against you. When instead of having that grown folk conversation and say, look, I know that that's a boy, and by a certain age, he needs to be taught how to be a man, she's still coddling to keep him safe. That's literally gonna cripple him because this world ain't soft for no man.
So look,
It's
right,
soft for these
bro.
women, but it ain't
So
soft
listen,
for
right.
us.
So bro. So listen, right. I'm being all the way honest. I deal with that on an every single day basis working at the school. Every single day. And
Respect, respect.
uh, and,
Respect.
and a lot of these young boys, they look at me as like as a father figure, like you said, because a lot of these young boys, bro, I've taught and said to these so many things to these young boys that nobody has never said to them before. Like
Yeah.
I just tell the young boys, for example, right? Like as men, we go to the bathroom, we don't talk in the bathroom. We go to the bathroom, do what we do, and we get
No.
out. Like we
Yeah, bro.
don't,
You
we
take a
Facts.
don't
piss and leave.
converse. Like
Facts.
we don't converse. Like we're not sitting here holding like a round table. We sitting here busting it up in the back. Like that's what women do, bro. But it's young boys in the sixth grade that nobody has taught them that. They don't know this. They're in the sixth grade and nobody has taught them that this is not what men do. Like men don't do this. Gotta keep teaching the young boys. Like they're like, oh, they be hitting each other. And she hit me first. I said, bro, I don't care if she hit you 10 times. You can't put your hands on a woman. You gotta go tell me, tell the authority. I said, but they're gonna always look at you crazy because you're a black man and you put your hands on a woman. Like they're never going to look at you in a favorable light, no matter what she did. You're not going to get a favorable light. So you got to try to stop. But you got to. But again, it's all of that stuff starts at home. Like you said, I'm raised at home with a single mom. There's no dad in the house. There's no structure. He's my king. This is my king, and all that. So that's how I'm going to treat him. So I'm not
Well, I
going to
mean,
discipline him. There's no consequence.
but that's the thing. Like my daughters and my son is 16. He'll be 16 this year. And I've decided that there was no more games. No more. I don't care what she does. Me and him, we talk on the phone. We have grown man conversations. I go pick him up and we'll have a father-son lunch in. We'll sit down and I'll explain to him, listen, the structure of how you move in the next 2 years is going to be detrimental. So I start teaching him the thing slowly but surely. I'm trying to make sure that the mold happens before the world happens. Because once the world happens, you're going to be fighting. So I'm trying to mold that in. But I've seen other young men where the mother is, you can't have him. You can't make him like you. It's not about making a young man like his father. It's not the replica syndrome. That's what they call it. It's a replica syndrome. They think we want to make a replica of ourselves. Instead, we're trying to give him the instruction because once that 1 and that 8 hits, he can go to jail for life.
Yeah.
One mistake in 2 minutes of one mistake, he can be gone for the rest of his life, or somebody can end up taking his life. So we're sitting there trying to give him that guidance to help him through because it's storming out here. You know what I'm saying? It's storming out here, and they ain't got no love for a young black man with not a drop of structural lying to him. You feel me?
Right. And I feel like, you know what I'm saying? I know we had a disagreement earlier, you know what I'm saying, about politics. But one of the important things about politics is when we put people that look like ourselves in office that have moral principles, we could create the change that we really want to see in our communities. It's really important.
Yes.
And I actually think that I have young boys at my job. There's one of them right now. He's in juvie right now because he was handling a firearm while he was skipping school. And this is a cat that basically I asked him to write his name out. He can't even write his name on the paper without help. And so what happens is I think that there's been a study done, right, that talked about the effect that black men, younger black men, right, have, like what Ian was saying, right? You work at the school, that we have on the kids in the classroom that's missing because there's not black men in the classroom. And we need structure like that in order to get to where we need to be. The truth of the matter is, if you don't have those tough black male figures early on in your life, it's not that you can't make it, because how many of us have been forced to make it, right? Now, I come out of a 2-parent household. So I was blessed and lucky enough to have that. And I'll always be grateful. But I understand there's men out there that are being the role model for these kids. They didn't have, parental structure. They had their grandma and their auntie raising them growing up. But what I'm trying to say is this. What I was saying earlier is, this is what I'm trying to say. We can protect our own communities. We don't need the police. We don't need other people telling us what to do. We definitely don't need to run the social media to tell our ills. We need to have community healing sessions at the community center. Maybe we can start one. We can host one. We put some money together, have some, some refreshments or something like that. But we're in a crisis.
Yes, we are.
The community is in a crisis that no other group of people on the earth is going through. And us as men, we're the only ones. The only ones who could change that.
We're the only ones that can change that. Real quick, fellas, I'm sorry about that. My freaking computer died on me at the last second, but we're all good now. We're going to keep this thing going, but I want to thank you, fellas. This has been an amazing conversation. Shout out to Kenya's Keepsake, by the way. They're definitely checking in. But I definitely agree with everything that was said. We are the community, and it starts with us at the end of the day, fellas. Fuck the narratives. Fuck the bullshit. We got to get back to it. Starts with us. We got to be the leaders in our communities. We got to step up and be the leaders for our grown men. We got to be the captains, because they following our lead. Subconsciously, no matter what, they're following our lead no matter what, fellas.
No,
I just want to say, if we are to attempt to put ourselves back in a position to start shaping our communities, we have to have these sisters that are actually sisters that are really trying to help their sons be better men. We got to get them involved, because until we can get them involved, the boys ain't moving.
That's
these mothers. Think about it. These boys are so coddled in this time and era that a mother's boy ain't moving without his mama saying, "Look, I need to step in." You
That's a
said it
fact.
yourself. You said it yourself. The young boy is he finna go to juvie for carrying a gun. A gun. He's like what, sixth grade?
Yeah,
He ain't
he's
even got pubic hairs yet, bro, and he carrying a weapon? That's
yeah
ridiculous.
Yeah, he needs a man to get in there and be like, son, why do you have a gun?
But this is the thing. Even with him having a man in there, is the mother gonna step back and let that man help that young man become a man? She
All
has
right,
to.
so
They have to let go of those reins, man, because think of the control. That's
Yeah,
what this whole
Yo,
system is
listen.
about. They've been
it,
given so much control that they've taken our control.
that's
okay,
And
true.
if
Yo,
we
listen,
step
right?
in, in any way, if we step in any form of fashion, we know that we are close to
You
going
get
back in that place we don't want to go. So we have to
all right,
not only be
let me
fearful,
ask this question to
but
everybody real
smart.
quick. From one of our listeners right now, and we'll wrap this up. This will be the last question. Question that comes up on my show often from a single mother is, where can she find a male figure if she doesn't have the family members? Junkie
Um,
just said big brother, big sister is an option. My thing is, are you getting them involved in football or after school
that's what I was about
activities?
to say.
That's my question to you. Like, that's where you need to go if you can't find the male figures. You need to get them involved in after school activities, or you need to be at networking events, or you just need
No,
to be involved with your community. So, fellas, what y'all would add into that?
I
I
would
will add
say
into it.
find something that
Um,
he's into, find something that he's genuinely into that other men are around, and let them grow in that. Because if you can find something that that kid's interested in, and there's a grown man that can give him some type of game while their interest is kind of aligning, it'll help him too. Go ahead, bro. I apologize for cutting you off.
no, you good, bro. Honestly, like, I'm glad he asked that question because me and my bro are literally was just talking, and inshallah, we're about to start something. Um, that we're about to start like a mentorship program. In our community. But that's also a good way because, like I said again, man, like there are a lot of positive black men doing, doing good things. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, but I would always go with sports. Like I said again, I always say, like, I didn't grow up with my father, right? I didn't grow up with my birth father. I did. But
I didn't either, so I feel you.
I had a big brother, right? But I always had coaches around me that literally like that helped shape the man that I am today. And I still talk to them coaches to this day, almost 40 years later, because like without them, I would not. I know for a fact I would not be the man that I am today. But my last thing that I want to say to this is again, this is why part of what we just been saying is why we as men have to come back as a community as a community and as one. So these women that are single mothers and all that, they do have men, positive men that they can send their son to reach out to because we know a woman can't raise a man. We know this. She can't. As much as they try to and respect and they cannot do it. So if we as men have to step in and take more leadership and more ownership on mentoring these young men and try to get them to do some of the things that we didn't do.
And I really, this is one thing, something that I'm deeply passionate about. One thing that I really want to do, and one thing I really want to see is, we have Saturdays, and we actually mentioned this earlier, just in a different context. Well, we have Saturdays, right? We put down the phones. We have Saturdays, we put down the phones. We have like a big barbecue. Hey, let's talk. Let's just talk. Let's heal. Let's talk about the stuff that we like. Let's talk about the stuff that we don't like. And in each community, we got to have somebody, a man, step up, you know what I'm saying, and have the balls to say, you know what? I don't like the way my neighborhood look. I don't like what's going on here. And we got to be able to do something about it. We have to be able to sacrifice our valuable time. And I know our time is so precious because it feels like all we have time to do is work. I'm thinking about me personally.
You
We're
preaching
trying
to
to
the
get
choir,
ahead. We're trying to provide for ourselves, for our families, you know what I'm saying, for our kids. collectively, but we got to set aside time for our families. Because guess what? Once the kids are grown, they're grown. We don't have a chance to go back and replace that time with them. So we get in these forums now, we all get on one accord now. Yeah, we got a lot of hurt, a lot of pain, a lot of toxicity, a lot of things to figure out. But if we don't start doing it, if we don't start consolidating our power in the voting block, if we don't start getting on one accord with community tenets of rules and regulations that we all follow, if we don't do that now, you know what I'm saying, destruction is down the road. It doesn't take much. We're not thought of well on the international scale. That's just the truth. We spend $5 trillion. We spend $5 trillion as a group. That's more than 40 countries around the world. We are powerful, but we have to get on one accord. And it starts with talking to the people that's next to us, talking to our homeboys that we haven't had a chance to talk to in a long time, and making that a regular thing. We got to do that.
The hardest part about that is, I'll tell y'all, I'm a military guy because I did 11 years in the military. And to say that those are my brothers is not a bullcrap lie. Those are my brothers. I've spent wartime, real wartime with them. And each one of them that have had kids, we keep our community close with our kids. All his kids know my kids know his kids. We're damn near family. But it came from going through something as men together for us to all keep it together. We had to learn that. You get what I'm saying? We had to learn that. These kids ain't going to war and actually fighting for something. They doing it for their block. So until the OGs aren't getting killed by these young niggas or strung out on these drugs, and the OGs that are real OGs step in and say, hey, man, look, bro, I used to do that crazy shit. Let me show you another way that probably is going to help you down the road. Until we get that back, it's going to continue to just cook itself. That's why they always talk about they crashing out. You know why they crashing out? Because they don't have any instruction. And they behind the wheel of a car. They don't even know how to drive.
That's true.
That is definitely a fact. Fellas, I want to thank you all for this wonderful men's round conversation. This is what we're going to be getting back to doing once a month, ladies and gentlemen, right here on Liquor Talk. But ladies and gentlemen, I know we said a lot, but you got to take what you listened to today and we got to apply it. You know, we got to definitely apply it no matter where you're at, whether you're in LA, whether you're in Philly, whether you're holding it down in Florida. You got to take something today and you got to apply it. It starts with you. We're having the conversations, but we got to use it as a stepping stone. We didn't give you the keys. It's up to you to go do it, fellas, because it's up to us. So we got to step in and start building this thing up, because if not, we just going to be seeing the same old shit and it's going to be like insanity. So we need to start building it up and we need to start doing right. And we're going to be mentoring. We're going to be setting up all these programs. Me and Juggy will get together to talk about what we're going to do in St. Pete and in Tampa. And also, if y'all fellas, y'all down, we'll make trips up to Philly. We'll make trips to wherever. So we will make trips wherever. All right, fellas, tell everybody where you can follow at. Starting with my guys from the All Out of Left Field podcast. Where can they follow y'all at?
You can follow us on YouTube at Out of Left Field Podcast. Like I said, that's OUTTA Left Field Podcast. All our other platforms is at OLF Podcast.
All right, Mr. Alfonso, where can the people follow you at?
They can go to Twitter and follow me at Alfonso Lays. They can also go to YouTube and follow me at OW33. That is ODUBBY33. And pretty much www.pornbread, all one word, inc.com.
That's the fact. And Juggy, lastly, where can the people follow you at? I know you're not really on social media right now, and I trust me and believe I don't blame you, but if somebody need to connect with you, how can they get in touch with you?
Yeah, send me a message on YouTube. Send a message on YouTube. You follow me at Book of Clarity. I have a lot of videos on what's going on politically in Florida that we need to be paid attention to. A lot of very important races coming up that we can affect with our vote. Do not lose your power to vote. Get intoxicated with the power that you have to vote. Follow me also on TikTok, also Book of Clarity, and I will message you all there. So shoot me a message on YouTube, and I will get back with you. Appreciate you, Vic.
No problem, guys. Let's everybody connect with each other. Shout out to Kenya's Keepsake for engaging. Real shouts out to you. If you are a content creator, we'll definitely link up. Once again, it's Real V Jones everywhere, Twitter, Threads, all that. Liquor Talk Podcast on Instagram and TikTok. We're taking over for the 23, for the 24, and the 25. Fuck what you heard. This has been the men's round. We do this every month. We're going to have these conversations, and we're going to continue to have these conversations until the cows come home. Until the next time, ladies and gentlemen, keep pouring up. And remember, everything in life is temporary. We're out this thing, y'all. Peace.
Peace.